For me, I'd like to go to the EC quickly. And also, Doc, please hang in there. I'll come back to you so that we can take your reactions, whether you have seen the letter or not, and how you feel about it. Right now, though, let me take you live to the EC, where the recollation for the contentious Ablekuma North is happening now.
I personally don't even know them. It is from where?
I'm told there's one outside. There's one outside has been prevented from coming.
You know that you should be aware that it's not everybody who can come in. That one you should know. For security reasons, it's not everybody who can come in. But I'm not aware of whoever has been sent there. But the issue is that it is the return officer who recruited and trained them. He knows his presiding officers.
Can we confirm the person outside, if indeed the person worked at the...
Confirming for me. I'm saying that I don't even know the presiding officer. Please, let's allow the presiding officer to do his work. Let's allow the presiding officer to do his work.
You say that the presiding officers were sent to the corporate office.
You know what they were sent? We asked them to report there so that we come in a convoy. In a convoy, exactly so.
The NDC claims that it was rather to coach them on what to say.
Don't worry. The people who are here, they are not children. They are adults. So the return officer brought them. So see how he's going to handle that. The other will see them.
The person outside now, can we bring the person
I don't know anybody outside.
to confirm if indeed...
I don't know anybody outside. Because I said that it is the return officer who recruited and trained the person. So
returning officers. We have 5 now. We are told one person...
please allow the return officer to do his work. Allow the return officer to do his work.
Hello, colleagues from the media. I think we can all help resolve this issue and make coverage. From the office, from the 62 police stations from Ablekuma North, as many as 147 Teshima South have been done. I think we should all be fair to ourselves. And I'm happy that yesterday, Mr. President said we should let the truth.
Well, so on your screens there is the recollation, an attempted recollation by the EC again at the Greater Accra Regional Head Office, where we're trying to find clarity on the Ablekuma North constituency. Let me go to my colleague James Aveji. James, tell me what exactly is happening and why were they addressing the media?
Okay. From 8A has session A, session B, and session C. These are my handwriting, these are my signature.
James, and if you can hear me, we'd like to understand why Evans Nemako of the NPP addressed you briefly, and also I saw the EC also addressing you. What's the issue?
Well, as you know, what has characterized the previous coalition processes were the NDCA and the NPP will raise allegations and counter-allegations at each other. We'll come back to Dr. Sherbor's response, but it's emanating from a concern that has been raised by the NDC. Now, when we got here at about 1:30 p.m. and got into the room some few minutes past, 2 p.m., the first person to raise some concerns was the NDC's, constituency organizer for the Ablekuma North constituency. According to him, an activity happened after the coalition process was suspended on Monday. You remember that the EC attempted the coalition process again because there were some outstanding 20 polling stations that needed to be dealt with before the final result is declared. Now, the EC, at that suspension, told the media that they've been able to authenticate the result of only 13 out of the 20 polling stations. Now, those 20 polling stations, the NPP said they have digital scanned pink sheets from all of the 20 polling stations. And so essentially, they are the only party helping the Electoral Commission to deal with all of these issues. Now, when we came, the NDC raised some allegations. They said that after the suspension, the Electoral Commission invited some of the returning officers, the presiding officers who supervised this voting in the various polling stations to come and authenticate the signatures on this digital pink sheets that were provided by the NPP. Now, according to him, they had to do that exercise, and the EC announced that they have authenticated the result. But they say they have come across one of the presiding officers who said when he was invited by the EC, he did not authenticate that particular pink sheet. And so it was not true when the EC said all of those have been dealt with. Let's listen to the constituency organizer as well as the presiding officer in question in the center of all of this. Then when we come back, I'll have a one-on-one exclusive with him to tell us more about this whole authenticating process that happened at the blind side of the media.
Good afternoon, friends from the media. My name is Musa Kalamu, the constituency organizer for NDC Ablekuma North. The last time we met here, that's on Tuesday, this week Tuesday, I told you that the EC started with the collation in the absence of the agents of the NDC. They started the process by inviting their POs at the various polling stations. When we came in, we realized the POs that came in, there was nothing to identify whether they are the real people that their names are on the scanned pink sheet of MPP. I also told you before we left here that some of the POs, when they met the returning officer, they told the returning officer they can't confirm the figures on the scanned pink sheet of MPP. The returning officer of Ablekuma North, Mr. Obin, came in front of you, the media, and told you all the 13 POs that they brought here confirmed the figures on the pink sheets. I am now going to introduce or bring in a PO who came in the last time and said he did not confirm the figures on the pink sheets. I repeat, I'm bringing in a PO now who will confirm that when he was called to the table by the returning officer, he confirmed to him that he cannot vouch with the figures on the scanned pink sheets. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want you to know, between me, the organizer of NDC Ablekuma North, and the returning officer of Ablekuma North, Mr. Obin, who is lying. So without wasting time, we will invite the PO who did. There are 3 of them. I remember the last time I told you there were 3. So we have one now who will now talk to you. Thank you very much.
Speak true. Yes,
Good afternoon. I'm Nathaniel Clemsman Avume, a presiding officer from one of the polling centers, specifically Roman Catholic Church, Buzia Junction, Odoko 1, polling station code C16-1401. I was called last Sunday to come to the EC office. We got here on Monday morning. Then I was given a pink sheet to confirm the figures on it. So I confirmed to the returning officer. The name was my name. The signature was mine. But the figures on it and the writings wasn't mine. So he probed, he asked further questions, which I answered him accordingly. But before we concluded, I told him that particular pink sheet in front of me wasn't my document. Then he said I could leave. So after we left, then we are here today to clarify that some of the pink sheets, especially mine, for Roman Catholic Church, Buzia Junction, Odoko, the PO, Nathaniel, didn't confirm the pink sheet to the returning officer on that Monday when we got here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Is it possible to engage him?
When we are done.
Thank you very much. At least I have made my points, members of the press. The returning officer of Ablekuma North lied to the whole country, and we will make sure he will face the full rigors of the law, because he told us that all the 13 POs that came here confirmed the figures on the scanned pink sheet of MPP. We are grateful to the media. Thank you very much.
So that is the organizer for Ablekuma.
This is one of the
So I'll take you back again to the EC office now and connect with my colleague James Aveji to bring us more clarity to just this video that you have just watched. James, if you can hear me. Hear me. Hi, yes. Hi, James. If you can hear me, please let me understand. Are you still engaging the NDC constituency organizer?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yes, MFR, so those were the issues, the concerns the NDC raised. Now, you before I came on, you heard the Dr. Sirbo responding to the media. Another concern that was raised was that, out of the 13 that was confirmed, there were some 7 outstanding polling stations that needed to be confirmed or authenticated. Now, the NDC organizer raised the concern that the EC has been able to bring 5 out of the 7, remaining 7, actually 2 returning or presiding officers. I mean, there's a confusion going on. Let me take you there, and then we'll come back to know what the issue is.
I can see you are interested in your question. But that will tell you hey! This will never happen! It will never happen!
So you see there.
This is how the NDC organizer did on the 8th of December in Ablekuma. All the TV stations, you are seeing him.
So you see the police trying to make an arrest. One person is currently being pushed out of the collation room. The other official that the police are trying to take out of the room now is the NDC organizer for the Ablekuma North constituency. The police are intervening now, asking that he's been brought back to the collation center. There was confusion over a particular pink sheet as to whether it should be used or not. And that is what is actually causing the confusion. You see the police regional commander signaling that he be sent out. Let's listen to one of the NPP party.
This is exactly what he did at the Collation Center on the 8th of December. And he's the same person who tear all the easy patients, all NPP patients. And today the person is still working freely. So Ghana, we don't have law.
What's the issue?
No, that's what the one that he has done, but I've taken it. I've taken it for him and I've given it to the EC.
So he's taking it?
No, I have taken it for him. And I hand it over to the EC.
We want to find out earlier.
What's the issue?
We have never said we don't have patience. My brother, you people generally should always be honest. What do you mean by we don't have?
I'm asking.
Yes, the pink sheets that we show. Were they not here when we started use that this thing, the scan document pink sheets?
You were using earlier. You were using
good
copies.
Yes.
How come you got pink sheets, original pink sheets?
Because when you go to some of the police stations, there's some of the pink sheets.
We brought the scan copy. We're challenging it. We're going to take the hazard. We're going to bring the original. We are challenging it. What do they want us to do? What do they want us to do?
Well, the coalition was happening peacefully. What exactly triggered the outrage?
The thing is, we brought scan copies, which they say they are challenging. And we all know, when you are filing processes, even at court, you can use scan copies to file your processes. You are challenging the scan. We said that's okay. We've now want to bring the original copy to you. You are also challenging the original pink sheet.
So they were only challenging leading to the chaos.
Oh, no, it is becoming too much. Since from day one, we brought scan copies. We've used the scan copies from 1 up to 219. When they realized it favors them, and then they forced the returning officer to declare the election in their favor. You know how we all went. We went to High Court, we went to Supreme Court, we came back to High Court. And then the court has also ordered that EC should come back and continue their job. We brought in the scan copies that we used from day one. Today you are challenging it. We said no problem. We've gone to come for the original. We brought the original to you, are challenging it. So now what exactly do they want?
So how many polling stations are you working on now?
No, it's only seven police stations.
And so that is one of the NPP's party agents who are overseeing the coalition process of the 7 polling stations. You see there, the EC has packed their pink sheets and laptops, the equipment they are using for the coalition. You see the table there cleaned of all EC materials that they were using for the process. It is unclear now whether the process will continue or otherwise. According to the party agent, the NDC again were challenging one of the pink sheets, the hard copy pink sheets they had brought, which has led to the confusion and all of the brouhaha, the chaos that led to the police interfering in the process, halting the process for a while. But MFA, let me come back to our earlier conversations before all of the chaos actually started. I was about speaking to the presiding officer in charge of the polling station that he said it did not authenticate contrary to the words of the Electoral Commission from that authenticating. There is another chaos there at the door. One party agent has just been pushed out of the coalition room because he raising some other concerns again, and the police have successfully sent him out of the coalition room, and we're hopeful that the process will resume back to normalcy. And that's the situation here as we speak. The presiding officer at this point has declined to speak to us. Is it a good time to just speak a word or two from you? Here he is now, and he is Nathaniel, who said he did not authenticate that particular result. Nat, at what point were you brought back for the authentication process of the pink sheet?
Okay, so I was invited to the EC office on Monday, on the 7th of January. That was just 3 days ago.
Which of the offices, this or the headquarters?
Yeah, this office. You came to this office.
What was the invitation about?
Okay, so we were called to come and authenticate some pink sheets. The ones having issues. So that's what we came to do. That was last Monday.
Now, the NDC said they brought you to come and counter the EC's earlier information that you authenticate. When you look at the pink sheet, what did you observe? What was your decision? Did you authenticate it?
No, I didn't, because there were some figures on it and some handwritings weren't mine. That's what I told the returning officer when I came last Monday.
Handwritings on the pink sheet was in
figures, and some part of the handwritings wasn't mine. That's what I told the returning officer. That was what happened on Monday.
You feel the handwritings, the writings were manipulated?
I can't say. I just know it's not mine. So I don't know where from.
What about the signature?
The signature was mine. The name was mine too. The name was mine. The signature was mine.
So you did not authenticate it?
No, I didn't authenticate it because I told the returning officer it's not.
The forms are in 3 parts. Is it on 3 different parts? Is it all the writings on the 3 separate forms that?
3 parts, as in I don't get it.
A, B, C. And
Nathaniel, the presiding officer for the Roman Catholic Church, polling center at Odoko, who earlier you heard from saying that he did not authenticate that. And so primarily on Monday, some 13 of them were brought to come and authenticate the numbers on the digital pink sheets provided by the New Patriotic Party, which the EC is left with no choice than to work with because the EC themselves do not have any of the pink sheet. And so are relying on the digital ones of the New Patriotic Party. Those are the ones they said they have printed out and have invited the presiding officers to authenticate. Now, earlier, when Dr. Srebo was speaking to the media, the NDC said they brought in 5 other presiding officers to come and authenticate. The rest of the 7 left with 2. One of them, according to the NDC, came in but is being prevented by the security officials from accessing the collation room to come and do the authentication. But Dr. Srebo said that is not the case. As far as he is concerned, the 5 are here. He does not know the whereabouts of the 2, and so it is not true that no security official is preventing the presiding officer in question to come and authenticate. So I'm sure they are still laying the ground rules to continue with the coalition process. But Evans Nimako of the NPP is supervising the process for the NPP. The constituency organizer for the Ablekuma North constituency, Mr. Musa, is also supervising that for the National Democratic Congress. And so that's the situation here. The process is back to normalcy. The EC have set up their tables again with their machines as well as the pink sheet of forms they are using for the authentication and the coalition process. And so we are hopeful that barring any other form of chaos, the rest of the 7 pink sheets should be authenticated and the coalition process should continue. And hopefully today we will determine who the MP-elect for Ablekuma North constituency will be after several rounds of suspension. MFA.
Okay,
so that's the situation here.
Well, before I let you go, and because you're going to be there all day until we get some finality to the Ablekuma North constituency, are you able to find out particularly about this particular presiding officer, Nathaniel, his concerns about the fact that he came there on the 6th to authenticate, and it is his word against what the EC had initially communicated to us. Now, he's there today. Today, when he was there anything different at all? Has the EC also reacted to this peculiar case among the many cases at all? If you have anything now, you can let us know. But if you do not, I'll move away, and when I come back, you can tell us what has happened.
Well, MFA, so, the reason why he has, in fact, we need to establish that according to the NDC constituency organizer, he said they brought him in because the parties were told after the EC's exercise on Monday that they have successfully authenticated 13 out of the 7. They brought in their returning officers to authenticate them. And so the parties, they have the mobile contacts of all of these presiding officers. And so they call them one after the other to know if indeed they actually authenticated these 13 polling stations. It was from that contact that they got to know from, Nathaniel, that he said when he came for the authentication, he experienced or he noticed some changes in the figures and the handwriting on the pink sheets. And so he told the EC clearly that those are not his handwritings and those are not the figures he wrote on the pink sheets. And so he cannot authenticate that particular pink sheet coming from his polling station that he supervised the elections at. But the party, the NDC, according to them, were told by the Electoral Commission that all of these 13 were authenticated, contrary to what they heard from Nathaniel. And that is the reason why they invited him to come and state on record that that particular polling station, he did not authenticate. And that's why they brought him. When Dr. Shrebo signaled to us earlier that the process was going to be continued, we put it to him that these are the concerns of the NDC, but he said he will not speak to that very particular allegation. And so the EC, Dr. Shrebo, did not respond to that. And so it is still hanging as an allegation. It is unclear what the NDC will do with that particular polling station after the rest of the 7 have been successfully authenticated and used, whether they will still raise objection to that particular Roman Catholic polling station at Odoko, or they will just let sleeping dogs lie and then the final result will declare. That will be determined at the end of the collation of the 7, if the result should be declared or otherwise. MFA.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you. And James will still be there and will bring us a bit later. But I still have Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, and I want to take a quick reaction. I'm sure that you have seen what's happening at the Collation Center. What's your reaction?
MFA, first and foremost, you ask yourself, what has brought us here? Elections are conducted at the polling stations. Per the law, CI 127. Collations are done at the polling stations. Declarations are made at the polling stations by presiding officers. Presiding officers send these documentations to the designated collation center at the constituency. Hoodlums of the NDC went and destroyed and disrupted collation at the collation centers. They bent and torn all the pink sheets. Per the laws of our land in CI 127, all of us as political parties, in Regulation 39.3, all of us have been given copies of the pink sheets. NDC has been given copy, MPP has been given copy. The MPP decided to scan all the pink sheets after they have gone to destroy the pink sheets at the polling station. Not satisfied enough, these pink sheets together with ballot papers were stored at a school, the story building. The NDC went and burned this story building again.
This will be an allegation, or you can emphatically state that is the NDC.
The point is that they were the same people who went and destroyed the pink sheets at the coalition center.
Even that, it is still contentious. The NDC says it's the MPP, the MPP says the NDC.
Okay, ask them, where is their copy? In this case, who burnt their own, or who has stolen their own? Or did they go, or any police report that the NDC's pink sheets that were given them have been stolen?
Right, but do you have a police report for yours?
Ours have not been stolen. We have scanned copies of that. We said we have some of the originals. You know, they turned some of them at the polling station, at the collation center, which we have reported. And we have all the pink sheets scanned because from onset, on the time of collation, the MPP agent is supposed to scan the copies of the pink sheets, of which we have all the scanned copies. So if they are own, if they have come to destroy the electoral, have they destroyed their own too? Where is their own? You see, let us help to protect the decency in this democracy. Because they know they have lost those particular polling stations, and that will have impact on the declaration. They have gone to destroy it, and further went on to assist. Per the reports I am getting, I can't confirm that, but they are involved in terms of this particular fire, which is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. The scanned copies are there. The Electoral Commission used the scanned copies from polling station 1 to the time of 219 polling stations. Having realized they are going to lose the election, then they decided that no, let's disrupt it. Let's not agree. We decided to go to court. I heard you talk about collation and recollation. There is nothing like recollation. MFA, we went for collation and declaration. That is the order we went for the court, and the court so declared that collation to be completed because over 62 polling stations were left uncollated. So those particular polling stations should be collated, and that is why we went for collation and declaration, not recollation. So we would want to put this in perspective, that the law must be given the opportunity to work. And I believe that all of us should come to the agreement that this is the way we have to go. And we should not be making noise at the collation center where people are beating and knocking tables. So you saw the NDC, the way they are knocking the tables here and there. What I do know is that 2028 is very pregnant because the NDC, what they are doing, we in the MPP are not cowards. And 2028 will speak for itself.
Okay, my colleague is still at the Electoral Commission Collation Center, the Greater Accra Regional Office, and we'll be bringing you updates as and when. And I still have you here